So Ganesh Bhaiya, welcome. Namaste.
Namaste.
Bhaiya, I will
Namaste, Bhaiya.
just Namaste, Namaste. I will just put your introduction, share introduction, then you can start. So Ganesh
Please.
Bhaiya is from Pune, Maharashtra, and Bhaiya uh, is assistant professor at Maharshi Karve Stri Shikshan Samsthas, Cummins College of Engineering for Women. Bhaiya had attended his first UHE workshop in June 2020, and since then he's trying to explore. Bhaiya is also participating in some volunteer activities, for example, moderation of the weekly meetings, and also Bhaiya is sharing the content at weekly meetings and also at uh, different forums. So, Bhaiya, welcome. Over to you.
Namaste, Bhaiya. Namaste, Didi. And namaste to all the co-explorers. As Yashwan Bhaiya has introduced me, I will put my brief introduction. I am Ganesh Ravindra Padalkar. I'm working as an assistant professor in ENTC department at Cummins College of Engineering for Women. In my family, I have my parents, Ai Papa, my wife, Sheetal, and our two children, Shravani and Shreyas. Shravani is in ninth class, Shreyas is in sixth class. My family has always been my biggest support in the journey of UHV, and they can see the changes in me, what I was earlier and what I am now after practicing the UHV content. Many times when I share the things from the UHV at home, they also show the interest, and slowly we are seeing small positive changes in our interactions. My journey with the UHV started when I first attempted UHV 1 in 2022, as Bhaiya has mentioned. I could not complete it in the first time, and I successfully completed UHV 1 in June 2023 and later UHV 2 in the June 2024. Even though I am from the 8th batch of morning sessions, I actively started attending the sessions again from 11th batch due to the Yashwant Bhaiya only because I got the call from him and I reconnected with the UHV sessions, morning sessions. And today I'm sharing my reflections in this 14th batch morning session. And this journey has been very enriching for me. My understanding from exercise 1 and exercise 2. So exercise 1 is about observing the self by self every moment. This exercise 1 has helped me understand very important things about myself, a very simple and powerful way. The step 1 of exercise 1, uh, it made me observe my imagination, my desired thoughts and expectations without reacting immediately. Earlier, many times my reaction used to be immediate. I used to react instantly. Whenever anything goes, uh, uh, it is against my expectation, I used to react. For example, if a student made a mistake in a class, I would instantly feel irritated. Or if someone at home did something differently than I expected, then I would react. I might be talking loudly or scolding. But after practicing exercise 1 and especially the step 1, I noticed this gap and I could actually watch my desire, thought, and expectation. And in many instances, I take a pause and I ask myself, what is happening inside me right now? And this awareness has helped me a lot uh, exploring further. In step 2, that is checking on the natural acceptance. In step 2, I ask myself whether the feeling I have right now is naturally acceptable to me or not. Whenever I have irritation, anger, stress, or worry, and I become uncomfortable, I can clearly see that these are not naturally acceptable to me. For example, one day my son has misplaced something. Uh, See, I couldn't find the stuff, and then I immediately feeling irritation. But when I checked on my natural acceptance, I asked myself that is this is this irritation naturally acceptable to me? Then the answer immediately came as a no. Step three, I see whether this feeling is putting me in the harmony or making me uncomfortable. If the feeling is not naturally acceptable, then harmony disappears. I become totally uncomfortable. I feel uncomfortable inside. Uh, Earlier, I used to think about discomfort is because of others. This was the case earlier. But now I can see that whatever uncomfortable feelings are there inside me, it is not right. And it is only because of what I feel inside me. And this step three has provided me the clarity about the exploration. In step four, uh, understanding who decides my feelings. So in step four, I check whether uh, I myself decide my feeling or whether it was influenced by someone else or by some external situation condition. Many times I used to think about that other person has behaved in some way, so I become upset. Or due to certain situation outside, I become angry. This was my earlier thinking, but now I can see that I decide my feelings on my own. It is not due to the other person or the situation outside. For example, many times I can observe that in college, when the students submit assignments late, earlier I used to think that they are irresponsible. That is why I'm frustrated. But now, due to the exploration, I can see that the student may give the late submission. There may be the various reasons behind that. But the frustration or getting irritated is my own decision. This is, I can see clearly. In step five, I see that whether my feeling is based on understanding or assumptions, preconditioning. So this question is helping me reduce uncomfortable feelings. For example, if my colleagues does not greet me, earlier I used to assume about it that he or she may be upset with me. But now I can check that is this based on understanding or assumption? That many times we assume many things, but in actual the things may be totally different. So this I can see clearly, and most of the time I see that it was just an assumption. And with this, I try to see the assumptions clearly. Step six, uh, when I look within, I see that feelings of relationship, harmony, and coexistence are naturally acceptable to me, whereas feeling of opposition and struggle are not. That I can see clearly. In in step seven, when I keep relationship, harmony, and coexistence as the basis, I naturally stay comfortable with it. This is my experience. So when I talk with the feeling of relationship with the other, that other is like me and other has through this exploration I could see the assumptions within me as well as the assumptions in the next person. So when I see that the other is like me, then I can uh, talk to the next person with the relationship, and this with deeper understanding, my feelings, thoughts, and expectations can remain. align with my natural acceptance most of the times. And this helps me stay happy and in harmony continuously. Uh, in my day-to-day life, uh, I'm trying to check that is my feelings right now align with the relationship and harmony. So if I observe that they are not aligned with the relationship and harmony, if I able to see that I am in opposition, then I will align them to the right understanding. My efforts are towards uh, feeling of relationship, harmony, and coexistence. So, for example, at home, earlier if someone disagree with me, I would argue or I would uh, talk in the loud voice. But now I try to stay stable and I listen the next person very calmly. Another example in class. Earlier, if the students were not attentive, I would take it personally. This was happening earlier, but now I try to understand their side also. My I behave with the feeling of relationship. I can say I can feel myself more responsible than them because due to this UHV content, as I'm practicing these contents since last almost 2 years, uh, I can see that I'm more responsible than the students. So the complementarity is there, and I try to understand their side and try to impart the understanding to them. And these small changes are helping me stay peaceful and more calm uh, often. So this was about exercise one. Exercise two, it is observing self, the body, and their interactions. So earlier, I was mostly focused on exercise one, but this time in the 14th batch, I also do the exercise two effectively. And from this exercise, I understood that I exist and body also exists, and these are the two different entities. Earlier, I never uh, uh, able to separate self and body. This was the case. But now I clearly see that I am the one who uses the body like my instrument. For example, when I say my hand is paining, so eye is different and hand is different that I could see easily. I transact information with body whenever needed. I can see that I am the decision maker. I decide what instructions uh, to give to the body and what sensations to read. For example, if I want to raise my hand, the decisions come from I. When I want to speak, I give instruction to the tongue and vocal cords. And this has become more clear with the practice. Nowadays I could sit for 15 to 20 minutes and observing the sensations in the body very calmly. And I could see that the self and body, these are the two entities, and I could see them separate. In step four, I can see that I'm not the sensation. I can observe the sensations happening in any part of the body, which clearly shows that the self and body are different entities. And this separation helps during the discomfort. If there is a body pain, I can keep the mind stable. And as Prashant Bhaiya has told about his experience, similarly, last is 2 3 months before, I also got some infection, and during that time, it was an opportunity for me to see the body and self separately, that I could uh, uh, understand very well. Many times, once I had a headache during the class, earlier I would become irritated. This was the case. Now I tell myself that the sensation in the body and I can remain stable. So this actually works. Now in step 5, that interaction happens through the sensation. I give meaning to the sensations based on my sanskar. This is very true. This is I can see directly. And if my sanskar is based on assumption, I react. And if my sanskar is based on understanding, I respond calmly. Now, this uh, I have I observed many times that I try to respond than the react. So during the day also, when I observe myself, when I try to stay aware, I avoid reacting. I I avoid act according to my assumptions. I try to respond. This is happening by practicing this exercise. For example, when student asks repeatedly doubts, earlier I would react. I would get irritated. But now I see that my purpose is to guide, and there is no need to react. So it becomes a response, natural response. In step 6, when my sanskar is based on assumption, I react quickly. This I can see there directly, and become happy or unhappy due to the outside situations. And when my sanskar is based on understanding, I remain stable and in harmony. I evaluate the situation properly and respond with the clarity. Step number 7, that I am in coexistence in space. The body is in coexistence space. So I need to, as an information, I got this, but I really need to practice more to understand the space better. This I can see directly. So these are the my understandings from exercise 1 and 2. Now, how many steps I'm able to see clearly in myself? So I'm able to see the steps of observation, checking natural acceptance, and understanding the source of my feelings. They are quite clear to me. And I'm also becoming more aware of when I'm reacting and when I'm responding. So I'm able to see clearly my imagination, that is desire, thought, and expectation. I'm able to refer to my natural acceptance mostly. I identify my assumptions and my thoughts. I also understand the source of reaction. So many times at many moments, I try to stay aware, observing my imagination. So through that exercise, I understand the source of reaction also, and I try to align them with the understanding. I am also able to differentiate self and body during this 14 morning sessions, and I mostly choose response over the reaction. But still, I feel there is a need for more practice and to make this clarity continuous. Uh, Happiness is my innate nature. Now it is clear to me. Earlier, I believed that the happiness depends on external factors such as appreciation from the other persons, or it depends on the physical comfort, or depend on the people, the behavior of the people with me. But now I can understand the happiness is my natural state, and outside things only give me the temporary happiness. I'm now able to see more clearly that, uh, as I mentioned, happiness is my natural state, and it does not depend on the external situations. Now, my program to ensure this, my program is to stay aware and observe the imagination, and my program is for watching my imagination and keeping it aligned with the relationship and harmony. And also, my program is to reduce the dependence on external factors. I'm trying to notice when I expect happiness from outside. I remind myself that this gives only the temporary happiness, not continuous happiness. I'm working more on inner clarity and understanding rather than only focusing on physical comfort or external things. Now, uh, on everyday basis, I'm checking that am I living based on preconditioning or on natural acceptance, and this helps me uh, very much because I see clearly that when I live with these feelings, I naturally remain happy. So through these two exercises, I have begun to see myself more clearly. I am becoming more aware of my imagination, my reactions, and my feelings. Slowly but surely, I'm moving towards the state of more stability and harmony and happiness. So for this, I'm very much grateful to all the mentors, uh, Gopal Babu Bhaiya, uh, Sharmila Didi, and all the co-explorers who support me with their questions. Many times, my doubts gets clear with the questions asked by the co-explorers. So I'm very grateful to them, and uh, thank you for this beautiful journey. Ji, namaste.
Ji, thank you, Bhaiya. Very nice, very balanced sharing. Now I'll invite Sharimila Didi to share about Bhaiya's sharing.
Namaste. Namaste, Ravindra ji. Namaste to everyone.
Namaste.
Very nice. I don't recall hearing your sharing earlier. Have you been sharing regularly?
Ji, Didi means actually I'm sharing in the English session means I mostly attend 5:30 to 6:30,
Mm-hmm.
and occasionally I attend the Hindi sessions earlier, and now there is a change we have
Yes.
done. Ji, Ji, Didi.
Yeah, very nice. I'm glad to hear that it is making a difference in your life, that you are able to notice more calm, more comfort within because of the inner exploration. And this is what is required for all of us. So, as time goes, the first thing that happens is we start becoming more at ease. And then in that process, we start exploring more deeply, start seeing more and more the subtleness through the higher activities. So, we are all in that process, and I'm very glad to hear that uh, you are able to notice these differences. All the very best to you. Best
Ji,
wishes, and all the best for the exploration as well as for the participation.
Ji, 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 Didi. Thank you very much.